What's up, guys? Philip Collin, Pack Pythons, back in the snake pit, and I've been busy. Lots of commotion. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got to be up at like 6. This is not fun, and it never happens at a convenient time. And you just have to. You don't have a choice. You got to do it. That's the life of someone taking care of this many animals. You just have to suck it up and get it over with. Got to take care of my babies. So far what I've done is I have inspected everything. I have cleared out quarantine. Quarantine was animals that were recently purchased that were being held just for the sake of keeping an eye on them. They were all thoroughly inspected. They've all been up there for a few weeks already, and I would have liked to keep them there longer. Typically I keep them up there for a month. But due to the circumstances, my options are to leave them in quarantine and then put a obviously sick animal directly next to them, which is a great risk to them, or I bring them, inspect them, bring them into general population and put them next to other well animals with the hope that they are actually well. There's no way to know until we sort out what's actually going on. So it's one lesser evil versus the greater evil, and I don't have much options. So in the next day or two, to alleviate that stress specifically, I'm building, got some spare materials here. I'm gonna build another quarantine rack that's going to get set up upstairs in a separate spare bedroom, and that quarantine rack is going to be a possibly sick ward. So we will have a setup for the obviously sick animals, and we will have a setup for the possibly sick animals. What is upstairs currently, I have 4 adult females that 2 were obviously ill, respiratory situation going on. The other 2 were both so-so. They didn't look specifically great, but they didn't look, it was maybe the beginnings of a respiratory infection, something like that. So just out of precaution, they went up there as well. And ideally, once I get this other rack built, I will separate those 2 that are possibly sick from the 2 that are definitely sick. And then as long as we're careful, we should be able to manage that, and hopefully some of those that are possibly sick aren't, and we'll keep an eye on them and bring them back in or go get them checked or whatever. I ordered a Nidovirus test kit from Fish Head Labs in Florida. They have already shipped it out. It is on its way. As soon as it comes in, it is going to get used on the female that is the most obviously sick and shipped right back out. Hopefully we can sort out what's going on. If it is Nidovirus, then we've got a big problem on our hands. Hopefully it's not, but if it's not, then we still don't know what's going on. They've already checked for so many other things that are typical causes of respiratory infection, and whatever's going on is a very aggressive thing that has killed 2 animals almost spontaneously. Very difficult situation to sort out. So part of me clearly hopes that it's not the worst case scenario, which would be the Nidovirus. Part of me would be relieved to just know what's going on and to have some grasp on the fact that it can't be cured. Nidovirus, there's no medicine to give. You can bump up your temperatures, which they say will boost the the immune system of the animal, boost the metabolism, hopefully get them eating consistently, because a lot of times with the respiratory infection, you'll have them go off food. I want to say, I have to look at my notes. Out of the 4 that are up there, I want to say that at least 1 wasn't on food. 2, at least 2 were not on food. I don't know about the other 2. But regardless, they will go off food. It affects their ability to fuel their immune system and fuel their body to fight off the virus or whatever they're dealing with. So it's kind of a downward spiral from that point. The 4 have been moved up. The quarantine was cleared. 4 were brought upstairs. Everything down here was inspected and checked orally. We opened I did it by myself, which is not fun. I don't know if you've ever fought with a 3-4 pound ball python to try to stick a popsicle stick in its mouth, but it's not fun. They put up a pretty good fight. But everything else looked good. The smaller animals looked perfectly fine. I had no issues in any of my younger animals. It's all in my adult rack. So, plan of attack. Bump temperatures up. In the whole colony, we're gonna bump the temperatures up. That's gonna boost everybody's immune system, get everybody eating consistently, and hopefully help. If anything does have the virus, but they're asymptomatic, hopefully it'll help them kick it before it becomes a problem. It is possible. It's not probable, but it's possible. And that's assuming, again, that it's a virus. Regardless of if it's a virus or not, sick animals do typically do better at higher temperatures. So that's the plan of attack. The next step is moving all of these enclosures in here to 3 different corners of the garage. So these 3 racks are gonna go, one in this corner, one in this, and one by the door. And that gets them all about 20 feet away from each other. So hopefully we don't have any issues of direct cross-contamination from one animal to the next. Now, that does not mean I can't go fool around and touch something over here, walk across and cross-contaminate myself. To avoid that, I'm ordering a set of cleaning supplies and tools, tongs, and whatever I can think of. I'm ordering a set for every single location in my house. It'll be 5 full sets of gloves, paper towels, spray bottles, tongs, F10 bottles. Everything's gonna be their own location so that I don't have to handle this tub and this bottle and then carry the bottle across to use to clean something else. I'm going full-blown clear-cut borders between all of my animals to avoid future cross-contamination. I'm hoping, at least as far as I can tell, that everything is isolated somewhere in this enclosure or in this rack. And if that's the case, then everything stays in there and we will slowly sort out what shows itself to be sick. Do the best you can checking them and move along and continually check them and recheck them and recheck them. Keep their enclosures as clean as possible. Avoid cross-contamination. Accumulate as many things as you can to avoid having to reuse tools in different spaces. All of those things help. They make a big difference. Bumping up the temperatures is something that my vet recommended. I've talked to a few other people. They said that they were recommended similar processes to help the animal get kind of fired back up and to help them fight it off themselves. So that's the route we're going to take. I will do another update probably once the kit comes in, or maybe when I send it off. I'm not sure exactly how long that process takes, and I don't know what else I'm going to run into. But in another day or two, you should see another video. Stick around. I hope that the information I'm providing is helpful. I have received a ton of support and love and encouragement and information, and just, oh man, I bet I replied to 200 people today. It was awesome. It really was awesome. You guys are incredible. I really appreciate all the support. I hope that what I'm doing is helping you or helping someone in the future that's watching this a year from now, 10 years from now, and really that I can do something to clarify what they're struggling with. So stick around, we're gonna learn together. I'm trying my hardest to take care of these babies. I love them, and I hope they make it, and I hope it's not the worst case scenario, but I do hope we sort out what it is. So that's all we can do. Again, it's super late. I gotta be up super early, so I'm gonna go to bed. I love you guys, appreciate all the love. Y'all take it easy. If it ain't easy, don't take it. Peace.